Boker Tov, good morning. We are Avodah Zarah Daf Lamed Amud Aleph 30a. Says the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan. We are the second line from the top. Tanu Rabbanan. Yain mevushal ve'alontit shel ovdei kochavim asurim. The yain mevushal, cooked wine, and alontit of goyim asurim. So it's going to be asur. The Gemara says, and the Gemara is going to explain what alontit is. Alontit kibriyata muteret, but if it is going to be raw, okay, it's going to be allowed, okay? Now, what is ve'ezohi alontit? What is alontit? Kiditanan gabe Shabbat, like it says by Shabbat, osin anumlin ve'en osin alontit. You can make anumlin, but you cannot make alontit. Ve'ezohi anumlin ve'ezohi alontit. What is anumlin? What is alontit? Anmulin, yain vidvash, pilpelin. So anmulin, which you're allowed to do on Shabbat, is going to be what? Is going to be a mixture of wine, honey, and peppers. Okay, what if I'm not mistaken? The Shulchan Aruch and the Rama calls zangevinin or something like this. Alontit. What's alontit? Yain yashan. It's old wine. Umaim tzlunim, and clear water. Ve'afar semon, and normally afar semon is translated as persimmon, right? It's like an orange fruit. The avdi lebe masuta, that is usually made for like a type of refuah, type of healing. This is why you're not allowed to make it on Shabbat, because it's a refuah, okay? And what is it? What is it meant for? It's meant to cool down a person after going to the bathhouse. Okay. Rabbi Rabbi Yosef. The Amrit Rabbi Rabbi and Rabbi Yosef, both of them say, Yain mazug en bo mishum gilui. Yain mevushal en bo mishum nisuch. So, yain mazug, if it's watered down wine, there's no problem of gilui. We know there's a isul, it's more of a sakana type of thing, but there's a sakana that if a person leaves drinks uncovered at night, we're afraid that throughout the night there was a snake that came and put his venom inside. So we say it's asur. And we know for yain mevushal, we say there's no problem of nisuch, meaning a non-Jew is not going to use it for Avodah Zarah. Ibai lehu, the Gemara asks the questions, or they ask them, yain mevushal yesh bo mishum gilui, or en bo mishum gilui? What about cooked wine? We said that if it's cooked wine, there's no problem of yain nesef. But what about the problem of gilui? Is there a problem of gilui? Tashema, come in here. There's no problem of gilui. Rabbi Yanai bar Ishmael chalash. Rabbi Yanai bar Ishmael was sick. Al legabe Rabbi Ishmael ben Zerud v'Rabanan lishiyu libe. So Rabbi Ishmael and Chachamim went to go visit him. Yatvi v'kam mibay lehu. They sat and they asked him a question. Yain mevushal yesh bo mishum gilui or en bo mishum gilui? They told him, is there a problem of gilui or no? Okay, so Amar lehu Rabbi Ishmael ben Zerud. One of the Rabbi Ishmael ben Zerud was one of the rabbis that went to go do bikur cholim. So he answered and he told them what? Hachi Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Mishum Gavra Rabba, in the name of a great man. Umanu, who is this great rabbi? Rabbi Chia. It's Rabbi Chia. Yan mevushal en bo mishum gilui. There's no problem of gilui for yain mevushal. So that's the direct answer for the question that they asked. Amru nismoch. So they told him, okay, that's great. He said that, but can we rely on this? Machui lehu. So he showed them the example. What did he do? Like with his hand. Machi lehu Rabbi Yanai bar Ishmael. So now Rabbi Yanai bar Ishmael, he was the one that was sick, that they came to visit him. So he showed them with his hand. What did he say? Allah ve'al tzavari. He went like this, to show them that don't worry, you can rely on it, and if not, it's on me. So Shmuel ve'avlet. Avlet was a non-Jew. Okay, so they were both sitting together. Havu yatvi. They were sitting together. Aitu likame chamra mevashla. Okay, so they brought in front of them yain mivushal, cooked wine. Mashcheliyade. So Avlat, what did he do? He made sure not to touch it. Why? Because he didn't want to make the wine into yain nesech. Amar le Shmuel. So Shmuel told him, Hare amru yain mivushal en bo mishum yain nesech. Okay, there's no problem of yain nesech. So he said, don't worry, you're able to touch it. There's no problem. Amte de Rabbi Chia igluye la hahu chamra mivashla. So the maidservant of Rabbi Chia had a case where she had wine, cooked wine, yain mivushal, that was left out overnight uncovered. Atya lekamed Rabbi Chia, she came in front of Rabbi Akiva. Amar la hare amru yain mivushal en mo mishum gilui. So he said mifurash, there's no problem of gilui for yain mivushal. Sham'e de Rav Ada bar Ahava, the shamash of Rav Ada bar Ahava, igle leichamra meziga. He had wine, watered down wine that was galui overnight, that was revealed overnight. Amarle hare amru yain meuzag en bo mishum gulo. So he told them, don't worry, it's not a problem because there's no. We actually started like this, that there's no problem of yain mazug being watered down wine being uncovered throughout the night. Amar Rav Papa, lo amran ela de mazig tuva. This is only true if the wine was completely watered down. Aval mazig velo mazig, okay, shati. But if it's watered down but not watered down, meaning it's only a bit watered down, the snakes will drink it. Umazig velo mazig mi shati, says the Gemara. Is that true? Would a snake be willing to drink like partially watered down wine? So we said that watered down wine, So it's gonna be stronger. Yeah, they drink strong wine, but they wouldn't drink watered down wine. That's what the Gemara is saying. And now the Gemara is asking on that. Is that true? What? Does a snake really not want to drink watered down, partially watered down wine? Veha Rabba bar Rav Huna, Hava ka'azil be'arba. Rabba bar Rav Huna was going on a ship. Vehave nakit chamra behadeh. He had wine with him. V'chazi lehu chivya, and he saw that there was the snake, the tzari v'ati, that was on its way to come to drink from this wine. Amar le shameh, he told his shamash, sami ene the din. So go basically chase away the snake. What did he do? Shakil kali maya shadi be v'sar la'achore. What did he do? He added a drop of water. He added a little bit of water to the wine. And when the snake saw that there was only a little bit of water, even though there was only a little bit of water, what happened? The snake went away. So says the Gemara, we see from here that that even if it's not fully watered, the snake won't drink from it. Because here he just put in a little bit of water and it caused the snake to go away. So says the Gemara, no. Why? Achaya masar nafshe. If the wine is strong, if the wine is completely uncooked, right? So the snake is willing to risk its life for something like this. Amaziga lo masar nafshe. But if it's watered down, even though it's only a little bit, it's gonna still drink it, but it's not willing to risk its life for it. Okay? Says the Gemara, "V'ameziga lo masar nafshe." What? For watered down wine, partially watered down wine, it's not willing to give up its life for it. V'hal Rabbi Yanai hava be achbure. Okay, so Rabbi Yanai was in this place called Be'achbure. Ve'amri le bar hedya hava bi'achbure. Okay, ve'amri le, and there was some that say bar hedya was have be'achbure. Bar hedya was the one in this place of Be'achbure. Havu yadvi. They were sitting. Ve'havu kashatu chama. They were drinking wine. Meziga. And they were drinking watered down wine. Pashlihu chamra bikuva. Okay, so they left some of the wine over there. Okay, Vitzarunhi bifrikuna. Okay, and they closed it with a cloth. And then what did happen? They were a little bit far away. They weren't right there. And they saw that there was this snake, the shakil maya, that was taking water. Virama bekuva, and he was putting it in the barrel. Ad demale bekuva, until the barrel started filling up. Visalik and visalik chamra ilave. So what happened? It's like those videos where you see like they train a crow to what? If he wants to get the food or whatever it is, they put a little bit of water, and then they teach the crow that in order, if you want the food, whatever to happen, what do you have to do? You have to bring water. You bring water. You bring water. You bring more water till the thing floats all the way to the top, and then it's able to take the food. So this is what the snake did with the wine. What did it do? It brought water, right, in its mouth. It put the water in until the wine basically rose, and then it started drinking from it. So says the Gemara, what? A snake doesn't drink watered down wine. Here we just see that the snake drank watered down wine. Okay. Huh? And he was even doing it next to people. So says the Gemara, Amri, demazig ihu shati. Lo shati. If the snake itself is the one that does the watering down, it's going to drink it. And it's going to be mosel nefesh. But if some other person does the watering down, then it's not willing to be mosel nefesh. Amar Ravashi, v'ite marav meshalshia, piruka lesakanta. What? You're starting to play around with dvarim shel sakana. You see that the snake drinks watered down wine. Don't find excuses. In this case yes, in this case no. It's something that's dangerous. Don't play with it. Says the Gemara. Amar Rava. Rava says hilcheta daracha yain mazug yesh bo mishum gilui. Yain mazug, watered down wine. There is a problem of gilui, meaning it cannot be, if it was revealed, we're still afraid that a snake drank from it. V'yesh bo mishum yain nesech, and there's also a problem of yain nesech. V'yain mivushal en bo mishum gilui, but yain mivushal, there's no problem of gilui if it was uncovered. V'en bo mishum yain nesech, and there's no problem of yain nesech either. Sham e de Rav Chilkiya bar Tovi igle hahu kista demaya. Okay. So the shamash of Rav Chilkiya bar Tovia had this like barrel, this jug of water that was revealed. V'havanim gaba, and he was sleeping like right next to it. Ata legabe de Rav Chilkiya bar Tovi, he came to Rav Chilkiya bar Tovi, Amar le hare amru emat yashen alehen. V'hani mili b'imama, aval belelia lo. Says the Gemara, when is the problem of my migulim or whatever it is, right? He says only in the night. If a person is sleeping next to them during the day, we're not afraid that the snake is going to come next to the person during the day and drink from the water. Says the Gemara, velohi, and this is not true. Loshna b'imama velashna belelia. Makes no difference if it was at night or during the day. There's always a problem of sakana. Emat yashen alehem lo amrinan. Okay, when do we say that there's or more accurately, we never say that there's that if he's sleeping next to them, if that the snake won't drink from it. Okay, so we're never going to say because the person is sleeping next to it, the snake won't come. No, whether it's the night, whether it's the day, we're still afraid of the snake coming and drinking from it. Okay, Rav la shati mibe arma'a. Rav wouldn't drink from the house of a non-Jew. Okay, an Armenian. Amar lo zihiri begilui. They're not careful with the halacha of gilui, of being uncovered, and therefore it's very possible that a snake drank from it, and it's very dangerous. Mi be'al melata, but from the house of a widow, shati, he was willing to drink. Amar silcha de gavra nekita. Why? Because the widow is going to take over the customs of the husband. The husband, through every night, every time he leaves the water, whatever, he always makes sure to cover it. So now that she's a widow, she's going to be the one that's covering it all the time. Shmuel, this was Rav. Shmuel lo shati maya mibe armenata, but Shmuel wouldn't drink from the house of a widow. Amar let la emat de gavra velo michasya maya. There's no fear of her husband on her, and there's no one that's going to cover the water. Aval mibe arma'a, but from the house of a non-Jew, shati, he would drink. Why? Nihi di igluya lo kaptin. Maybe they're not careful about gilui, about leaving something uncovered. Amna kavota miha kapti, but they are careful about cleanliness. So therefore, they will cover it out of cleanliness, not necessarily out of sakana, out of the gilui, but out of cleanliness. Ika de amri, there are those that say, Rav lo shati maya mi be'arma'a, aval mi be'armanata shati. Shmuel lo shati maya, lo mi be'arma'a velo mi be'armanata. So now the second version says that Shmuel, not that he allowed one and forbade the other, but Shmuel says both of them are not allowed. And Rav was the one that said from a goy he wouldn't drink, but from a widow he would drink. Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, Shalosh yenot hen. There are three types of wine. Ve'en bahem mishum gilui. There is no problem of gilui. Ve'elu hen. These are the three wines. Chad, if it's chad, sharp. Mar, bitter. Matok, sweet. Says the Gemara, what are these three things? Okay, the Gemara is going to explain what this means. So says the Gemara, chad, what's chad? Tila charifa. Okay, dimtsare zika. Okay, that it's so sharp that what happens? It causes the container to explode, to basically burst because it's so strong. Don't know exactly what that means, but that's what it is. Actually, yes, it does happen. It happens even nowadays. Sometimes when something is spoiled, right? It's in a closed container or whatever it is. It's able to cause the cap to go flying. I've seen it it happened to me in class once. One of my students, he brought a drink, and out of nowhere, the drink, the cap just exploded off. And we smelled it, and the whole thing smelled sour. Yeah. Okay. Mar, when we say that it's mar, when it's bitter, what does that mean? Yaneka, it is Yaneka, doesn't explain what Yaneka is. Matok, what's sweet wine? Julia, okay? So it's a very sweet wine. Okay? Rav Chama matne liluya. Okay? Rav Chama taught the three wines to be what? Good wines, meaning on a higher level. Okay? That what? He said, Chad, what is Chad? Chamar upilpilin. Wine and peppers together. Mar, what is mar? He says, absintin. Okay? Very. It's extremely, extremely bitter. So, matok, what is matok? Me bag. Okay? Again, whatever, some it's expensive wine. Rashi says, mashke meshubach. Bag lashon paras. It's a Persian word. Okay? So what was the purpose of telling us all these wines? Just the purpose was to tell us that these wines a snake won't drink. Okay? If it's left uncovered overnight, can you keep on drinking it or you have to throw it out? Okay? Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Karyena en bo mishum gilui. Karyena doesn't have a problem of gilui. My karyena, what is karyena? Amar Rabbi Abahu Chamra Chalya deate me'asya. Sweet wine that comes from Asia. Asia, right? Huh? No, sake is rice wine, and that's from Japan. Stuff. Amar Rava, okay, vimkomo yesh bo mishum gilui. However, in Asia, there's going to be a problem of gilui. Meaning, outside of Asia, there's no problem with it. Why? Because the snakes around, they're not used to this sweet wine. They're not gonna touch it. But in Asia, since this is the regular wine, the snakes would drink from it. So we were talking about yain nesech. Okay, we were talking about yain nesech and then yain mazug. Is there mishum gilui and is there mishum yain nesech? Right? Sorry, we were talking about yain mevushal and yain mevushal, yain mazug. Is there a problem of gilui and of yain nesech? So mazug is watered down. Okay, so the fact that now that we were talking about mazug watered down, and we said there's no problem of gilui of being revealed overnight, so we went into the whole topic about talking about if there's a problem of different types of wine being uncovered. Are we afraid that a snake is going to drink from them or not? Should be covered. Has to be covered. Not that it becomes Avodah Zarah, but it's a sakana to drink from it. We're afraid that the snake puts poison inside of it and a person can drink from it. Not yet. Meaning we started again. How did we start? Because we brought in Gilui and Nisuch. We brought in Gilui, Yain Megule, uncovered wine, and then Yain Nesech. Yain Nesech for the Avodah Zarah. Okay, and then we started explaining the whole topic of Gilui. And then we're going to go and we're going to see there's also the topic of yain nesech. Okay? So my tama, what's the reason why there's no problem of wine, sweet wine from Asia? Or more accurately, why in Asia would there be a problem with this sweet wine? Chamal medinahu, it is the wine of that place, therefore the snakes are used to it. Amarava, hai chamra de akrim, wine that has started to turn sour. At latei yomeh, yesh bo mishum gilui umishum yain nesech. 3 days from when it starts turning a little bit sour, it still has a problem of gilui and of yain nesech. Okay? Mikan ve'elach, but from here on, meaning after 3 days, en bo mishum gilui ve'en bo mishum yain nesech. There's no problem of gilui or yain nesech. Ve'nardai amre, the people of Narda say, afinu lebatar telat hayomeh chashinan mishum gilui. Even after 3 days, there's still a problem of gilui, of being uncovered. My tama, what's the reason? Zimnin mikri shati, because sometimes it would still drink from it. Therefore, we're afraid of this. We're afraid of the sakana, that even though it's not so usual, but from time to time it will drink it. Therefore, we tell you it's asur. Tanu abanan. Yain toses en bo mishum gilui. Toses is toses is normally bubbling wine, but it's referring to it's still in the process of being fermented. So it's still being made. Okay. En bo mishum ginui, there's no problem of ginui. Why? Because the snake will not drink from it. V'kama tzisato, how long does this fermenting process take? Shalosh yamim. Okay. Hashachalim, we learned yesterday, shachalim was what? Was cress. Okay, it's a type of leafy, like a type of lettuce or something like that, right? And bo mishum gilui, there's no problem of gilui. right? The snake won't eat from this thing. Ubne gola naagu bahen isur. But the people outside of Eretz Israel, they used to be careful with this. Vilo amran ela delet bechala. They only said this if there's no vinegar in it. Aval it behu chala, but if there was vinegar, migri behu, the snake wouldn't touch it. Kutach abavli. Kutach was a milk dish. Okay, it's a certain dish that they would make from milk, and it was called bavli. From it would be common in Bavel. En bo mishum gilui. There's no problem of gilui in it. Uvne gola nahagu bo isur. But the people of outside of Israel, they had the custom to make it asur if it was uncovered. Amar Rav Menashi. Rav Menashi says, "I'it be nekure chashinan." Only if we see that there are like puncture marks, that's when we're afraid. When we see that there's some like fang holes, right? So then we don't touch it. Amar V'chia bar Ashi, Amar Shmuel, Mei tif tif en bo mishum gilui. If there was water that was dripping drop by drop, there's no problem of gilui by this water. Amar Rav Ashi, Vehu de avid tif lehadid tif tif. As long as it's a steady drip. Not if it's a drip, drip. It has to be drip after drip after drip. Amar Rav Chia bar Ashi, Amar Shmuel, Pi te'ena en bo mishum gilui. If there was an uncovered fig, right? That literally means pi is the mouth. The mouth of the fig, en bo mishum gilui. Keman, who is this like? Ki hai tana. Like this tana. The Tanya Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Ochel Adam Anavim v'te'enim balayla, ve'eno choshesh, and he's not he doesn't have to suspect maybe a snake bit from it also or something like that. Why? Mishum shene'emar, because it says Shomer Peta'im Hashem. Hashem watches over the innocent, meaning there's yesh gvul lekol ta'alul. There's a limit to how much you can be careful, and the rest you leave Hashem to take care of. Amar Rav Safra, Mishum Rabbi Yeshua de Roma. Okay, that was his name, Rabbi Yeshua de Roma. Shlosha mine eres hen. There are 3 types of poison. Shel bachur shokea. If it's of a young snake, the venom, it sinks all the way to the bottom. Shel benoni, if it's a medium snake, mifapea, it stays in the middle. V'shel zaken tzaf. And if it's an old snake, the venom floats. Lememra, that means to say, says the Gemara, dekama dekashish kachush chile. So wait, so this says the Gemara, you mean to tell me that the older it gets, the weaker the venom gets? Is that true? V'hatanya, didn't we learn in a Braita? Shlosha kol zman shemazkinin gevura mitosefet bahen. There are 3 that what? 3 animals that the older they get, the stronger they get. Elohen. These are the animals. Dag, a fish, nachash, a snake, v'chazir, and a pig. So, says the Gemara, we see from here, it says very clearly that the snake, the older it gets, the stronger it gets. So why are we saying that the venom of the snake, the older it is, the weaker it is? Says the Gemara, koach osofi hu dekamosif zehire kalish. Okay? Yes, you're right. There's a difference. The snake, the older it gets, the stronger it gets, but the venom is going to be less. So we said before, what the snake becomes weaker? No, it's going to actually become stronger, but the venom it becomes weaker. We said shel bachu shokea. Of a young snake, the venom sinks. Lemay hilcheta. Why do we need to know this halacha? The Tanya, it started in a Braita, chavit shenidgala. If there was a barrel that was uncovered, afar pi sheshatu mimena tish'a velo metu lo yishte mimeno asiri. Even if there was 9 people that drank from this barrel, the 10th one shouldn't come and drink from this barrel. Meaning the barrel was uncovered overnight. He sees 9 people drinking from the barrel. He's like, it should for sure be okay. Shouldn't be a problem. He should still not drink from it if it was revealed. Exactly. Maaseh haya sheshatu mimenu tish'a velo metu v'shata asiri umet. And there was an actual story like that. It really happened. That what? That there were 9 people that drank from it, and came along the 10th person, he drank from it, and he died. Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah, zehu shokea. This is what we say about the venom of a snake, that what? That it sinks. וכן אבטיח שנתגלה, אף על פי שאכלו ממנה 9 בני אדם ולא מתו, לא יאכל ממנו עשירי. The same thing applies for an uncovered avatiach, watermelon, right? That what? If even if 9 people ate from it, the 10th still shouldn't eat from it. מעשה היה ואכלו ממנה 9 ולא מתו, ואכל עשירי ומת. אמר רבא, I think it's Rabbi. Amar Rabbi, Zehu shokea. This is shokea. Tanu Rabbanan. Maim shenitgalu, hare ze lo yishafchem birshut harabim. If there was uncovered water, a person shouldn't take this water and spill it in reshut harabim. Velo yarbitz bahen et habayit, and he shouldn't use it to mop the floors. Velo yigabel bahen et hatit, and he shouldn't use it to make clay. Okay. ולא ישקה מהן לא בהמתו ולא בהמת חברו. He shouldn't give his friend to drink from it or his friend's animal. ולא ילחץ בהן פניו ידיו ורגליו. And he shouldn't wash them. He shouldn't wash his hands, feet, and face with this water. Why? Because we're afraid that there's venom in it, and then all these things can cause the venom to go in other places, and it can be a sakana. אחרים אומרים, מקום שיש sirta asur, and sirta mutar. If there's no opening in that area, you can wash yourself with this water, with the water that was megule, even though there might be venom in it. Okay? Says the Gemara, Achirim hainu Tanakama. This is the same opinion as the Tanakama. Okay? Ika benayu. What's the difference between the two? What's the difference between the Tanakama and Achirim? Gav hayad v'gav haregel v'romane de'apeh. According to the Tanakama, he says you shouldn't wash your hands, your face, and your feet with it, right? But Achirim says as long as there's no incision, you can wash. What are we talking about? We're talking about, sorry. So what's going to be the difference between Tanakama and Achirim? Achirim, by the way, is Rabbi Meir. What's the difference? Meaning, the Tanakama also said you're able to wash your whole body, right? As long as there's no incision, he says you can wash your whole body. That's the same thing as, the Tanakama said the only thing you can't wash is your hands, your face, and your feet. Okay? But the rest, it sounds like you could wash. That sounds exactly like Achirim that said that only if there's an incision you can't wash. So what's it going to be? What's the difference between the two? So according to Rabbi, according to Achirim, you would be allowed to wash the back of your hand, the back of your feet, and the cheekbones where there's no openings. Okay? But according to Tanakama, you wouldn't be allowed to wash lo panav, lo yadav v'raglav, not his hands, face, or feet, even on the other side, because it's going to cause if there is venom, it's going to be able to penetrate the skin, and then chas v'shalom, Hashem yishmor. Amar mar lo yeshke mehem lo behemto v'lo behemat chavero. We said that he's not allowed to give it to drink his animal or his friend's animal. Says the Gemara, v'hatanya avan mashkehu lebehemat atzmo. But it says in the Braita that he's allowed to give the water. He's allowed to give the water to his friends, his own animal. So says the Gemara, kitanya ahi leshunra. The only time that you can give such a water that was uncovered to an animal is leshunra, to a cat. Why? Says the Gemara. Wait a second. Ihachi, if so, dechavre namre, dechavre nami. To his friend also. Why can't he give his friend's cat to his friend's cat? If he can give it to his own cat, let him give it to his friend's cat. Says the Gemara, dechavre kachish, dide nami kachish. Says, so if he gives it to his friend, says the Gemara, no, he's going to make his friend's cat weak. Says the Gemara, well, okay, so his cat also, he's going to make his cat weak, and we say that he's allowed to do it. Says the Gemara, no. Hadar baria, no, his cat is going to get better soon. Says the Gemara, dechavre nami hadar baria, but his friend is also going to get better. Says the Gemara, zimnin de ba'il izvuna umafsid lemine. No, because there are times that maybe his friend is going to want to sell his cat in a day, and because it drank from this water, it's going to be weak at that time, and now it's going to cause him to lose. That's why he can't give to his friend's cat, but he can give to his own cat. Amar Rabbi Asi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rabbi Yehuda ben Betera, Shlosha yenot hen. There are three types of wine. Okay, yain nesech asur be'ana'a umetame tumat chamura bekazai. Okay, stam yenam, we're going to see is only a gzera of yain nesech. Not that there actually was yain nesech. Asur be'ana'a, it's asur be'ana'a umetame tumat umetame tumot. Okay, and it makes umetame tumat mashkin birvi'it. Okay, and it makes other drinks also tameh. Okay, we'll stop here, I think. Bezat Hashem. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.